about meatball. Like, it's a lot. Possess somebody to be that evil to the point that you just feel like it don't matter. I don't want you here no more. You just gonna die. Like, was it that serious?
I've lived here for many years. I've never saw the crime that I've seen now.
Can work together as a community because this is a team effort. Law enforcement can't do it on its own.
The cards on your screen to see more videos like this. This is 19-year-old Calvary Kylan, a rising Louisiana rapper who got signed to a major label at just 14 years old, who would walk into a barbershop on November 30th, 2025, pull out a gun, and execute his childhood neighbor, Jermaine Stevenson Jr., while he sat waiting for a haircut. After firing multiple shots, Kylan would flee the scene, but what he did next shocked investigators. Hammond, Louisiana is the kind of small city that breeds either survivors or casualties, and 19-year-old Calvary Kylan seemed determined to become both. Growing up in Hammond's 900 block, Kylan had watched the streets claim friends and rivals with brutal efficiency, the kind of violence that seeps into your bones and rewrites what normal means. By the time he was 11 or 12 years old, as he would later admit in interviews, he had already jumped off the porch into street life.
So when would you say you jumped off the porch?
Like around 11, 12.
You still in school?
Nah, I'm homeschooled.
Yeah.
I do the school on computer.
Yeah. You like that better than going to public school?
Yeah. I ain't like school, like I can't go to school right now because it's like, how it is for a rapper. Because people will be like, oh yeah, Kyle, I go to school with that nigga.
Yeah.
I don't want no nigga saying that.
But Kylan had something most kids in his situation didn't have: talent. At just 9 or 10 years old, he started making music, wrapping headphones around kitchen chairs to create makeshift microphones, transforming his aunt's kitchen into a recording studio.
So like I was in my AT kitchen. So like I wrapped the headphones around the chair and wrapped through the mic on the headphones.
Yeah.
For real though. I'm very loud, for real.
So y'all made your own studio?
Yeah.
The breakthrough came faster than anyone expected. By 14, Kylan had secured a major label deal, an achievement that should have been his ticket out of Hammond's cycle of violence.
So did you ever expect your music to blow up so quick?
Yeah. Cause it's like, Red, bro, that nigga that get stuff like, he get an artist out there for real. Like that nigga to go for real.
Straight up.
His music reflected the streets that raised him, tracks with names like Op Pack, Purple Flags, Who Shot Me, and Redman that painted vivid pictures of the warfare consuming his hometown.
Famous IP in the wood, hella shots you'll get poppin', we shoot back to Hollywood.
Kylan's collaborations read like a who's who of Louisiana's rap scene. He worked with Jada Youngin, the Bogalusa rapper whose own life would be cut short by gun violence in 2022, a grim foreshadowing that nobody seemed to heed. He connected with B.Y. Youngie, Hurricane Wisdom, and 1 Mil, building a network of artists who all understood the same dangerous reality. The streets that inspired their music were the same streets trying to kill them.
I gotta get this thing, I gotta start telling stories in my music. That's what I'm trying to like start doing, telling stories in my music. Cause everybody wanna hear this like, shoot a nigga, stand over him type shit. Like nigga wanna hear a story.
When asked about his hometown in an interview, he was understandably critical while also expressing his attachment to the place that shaped him.
I don't like Louisiana. Like it ain't that I don't like it, but it's just like, I've been in Louisiana for so long. It feel good to get out of Louisiana. I gotta put on for Louisiana so Louisiana could get hurt, like my city could get hurt, type. That's what I'm really doing.
I feel that.
It's a small city, just know that. But like, my city show me love though, I ain't gonna lie.
But here's the thing about Calvary Kylan that made him different from other rappers trying to escape their circumstances. He never actually left.
Do you feel like you're a gangster rapper or what you?
But like, I got different shit, like, I'm just putting that gang shit out. When I come out with my other shit, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't really like, see the gang shit I've been on, like back in the Gap, I ain't used to like that type shit.
Yeah.
Like, I used to like other shit. Like, when I come out my other sound, y'all just hearing that gang shit right now. I'm finna drop some more shit. I don't even like to be in public for real. I like to be like low key, cause I don't want like everybody knowing where I'm at. Cause, like,
He had the success, he had the opportunities to relocate, to put distance between himself and the violence, but Hammond kept pulling him back like gravity. The streets weren't done with Kylan yet. He survived being shot not once, but twice, including a recent incident that left him with a grazing wound, the kind of near miss that should serve as a wake-up call, but often just hardens resolve instead.
I got shot recently. Well, I got grazed recently, but you could say I got shot. We had a show. My cousin had a show and shit. And like, I had this car I had bought my mom, this AMG, when I first signed my deal. But mind you, I had posted and shit. Niggas hating for no reason. I ain't bought to nobody out, you feel me? Right. So boom.
When interviewers asked him about being compared to NBA YoungBoy, he kindly shut down the comparison by claiming, "I just have a unique sound."
Everybody got their own opinion, goddamn. I think I don't sound like him, but shit. Everybody think I sound like YoungBoy, and everybody think I'm from Baton Rouge. Yeah. But everybody like, I'm from Hammond, but we all Louisiana, so like we all kind of sound alike.
Louisiana rappers all carry similar scars, the accent and the pain bleeding through no matter whose voice delivers it.
You know my listeners love that gang shit. That's all they love, goddammit. They like that pain shit, but they love that gang shit. Something about that shit. I don't even know what's about it, goddammit.
Straight up.
They love that gang shit.
Kylan's rise in the rap game came with complications that went beyond music. He lost almost 500 followers in 6 minutes after posting a photo with Jada Youngin, a casualty of the tribal loyalty that Louisiana rap fans demand from their artists.
I lost 500 followers, but it's like the fans will try to put you like in they situation type. But I ain't got nothing to do with it. I listen to YB music, I listen to J music, so I ain't got nothing to do with their beef.
But the pressure to pick sides, to declare allegiances, to live up to the violent expectations of the gangster image was relentless and unforgiving. In that image, that carefully constructed persona of the street rapper who had survived shootings and lived to tell the tale was about to collide with a reality that would destroy multiple lives in the span of seconds. Before we move further, you should know who Meatball is in this case. 19-year-old Jermaine Stevenson Jr., known to friends and family as Meatball, should have been building his future, not becoming another statistic in Louisiana's ongoing violence epidemic. He had recently graduated from high school and was studying electrical engineering at college, the kind of young man who had navigated Hammond's minefield and was actually heading somewhere. But Stevenson carried his own scars, literal ones, having survived being shot twice before and serving a short prison stint that could have derailed his entire trajectory, but didn't. What made Stevenson's story particularly tragic is that he and Calvary Kylan grew up together in the same Hammond community, their paths crossing in that way childhood neighbors do, before success and street politics twisted everything into something unrecognizable. They weren't strangers, they were products of the same environment, breathing the same air, navigating the same dangers. But according to Stevenson's mother, Brittany Beal, those shared roots had curdled into something poisonous. In emotional interviews following her son's death, Beal revealed systematic harassment that had been building for years, the kind of sustained targeting that turns adolescent conflict into something far more dangerous.
They had grew up together. So y'all was determined to kill him either way it go. Y'all was always picking with him. We lived in New Orleans. Y'all came to New Orleans and picked with my child. My child was in the hospital for a week. The same crew of boys, the same crew.
She described multiple beatings, including one that hospitalized Stevenson for a week, and shared videos of these incidents with media outlets, creating a documented trail of escalation that authorities apparently had failed to interrupt. The harassment wasn't random or spontaneous. It was calculated, persistent, the kind of targeted bullying that crosses the line into something closer to a vendetta. Kylan's group had followed Stevenson even when he moved to New Orleans, refusing to let distance create safety, pursuing him across city lines like he owed them something that could only be paid in pain.
Taking you to a breaking shooting in Tangipahoa, the Hammond Police Department says a shooting broke out at Hair Salon on the west side of Hammond earlier this evening. Officials say the victim was already transported to North Oaks Medical Center when they arrived, but later died. The suspect was taken into custody. The investigation is ongoing, but if you know anything, call Crime Stoppers at 544-5245.
On November 30th, 2025, Stevenson was in Hammond visiting family. He walked into a hair salon in the Town and Country Shopping Center and was just waiting for his turn in the barber's chair. That's when Calvary Kylan walked through the door. Surveillance footage reviewed by Stevenson's family would later show exactly what happened next, and what it revealed was damning in its simplicity. What that video shows is that he didn't bother you. He was where he was at the moment, waiting to get his hair cut. You saw him, you shot him, the end. Beale would later explain, her words stripping away any possible justification or self-defense claim that could have been presented. Stevenson wasn't starting trouble or escalating anything. He was just sitting there, completely unaware that his childhood neighbor had just walked in with murder on his mind. Kylan entered and fired multiple shots. Jermaine Stevenson Jr. died right there, his future erased in seconds, his mother's worst fears realized in the most brutal way possible. What Calvary Kylan did immediately after killing Jermaine Stevenson Jr. was so unusual that it became one of the most talked about aspects of an already shocking case. After firing the shots, Kylan ran down the block, his feet carrying him away from the barbershop as panicked witnesses likely scrambled to process what had just happened, as someone called for ambulances that would arrive too late to save anyone. But Kylan didn't run far or disappear into the night, or attempt to establish an alibi. Instead, within minutes of committing murder, he pulled out his phone and dialed 911. In the call, he confessed to having shot someone, providing Hammond Police Department officers with his exact location and allowing them to quickly locate and arrest him without any resistance or chase. The voluntary confession has been highlighted in reports as unusual, the kind of immediate admission that prosecutors dream about but rarely receive, potentially making this case open and shut from a legal standpoint. Was it remorse or panic that made him place the call? Or the realization that he had just thrown away his entire future for reasons that probably seemed less convincing once the adrenaline wore off? The 911 call recording hasn't been released publicly, so we don't know what Kylan's voice sounded like in that moment. Hammond police arrested Kylan the same day, booking him into Tangipahoa Parish Jail where he remains as of December 9, 2025. The charges he faces are severe and unambiguous: second-degree murder and illegal discharge of a weapon. Under Louisiana law, second-degree murder involves intentional killing without premeditation and carries a mandatory life sentence without parole upon conviction. He is currently held without bond, meaning he won't be walking free while awaiting trial, won't be returning to the studio to record more tracks about street life because he's now living the ultimate consequence of that lifestyle. No court dates or plea information is available yet, as the case remains in its early stages, but that 911 confession looms over everything like a guillotine blade waiting to drop. What makes this tragedy even more painful is the absence of any clear motive that makes sense to anyone outside the twisted logic of street politics. Authorities have not released a confirmed motive, leaving everyone to speculate about what could possibly justify executing someone in a barbershop. Some sources suggest it may stem from ongoing harassment or Kylan's attempt to embody the gangster persona from his music, that dangerous feedback loop where artists start believing their own mythology and acting out the violence they previously only described. The barbershop setting led to speculation about line cutting or disrespect over who was next for a haircut, the kind of minor slight that escalates in environments where respect is currency and perceived disrespect can be fatal. Brittany Beale, Stevenson's mother, has become the voice of a grief that demands answers. In the wake of her son's murder, she spoke words that should haunt everyone involved. "What was done to my baby was pure evil, pure hate. I'm just trying to understand what possessed somebody to be that evil to the point that you just feel like you don't matter. I don't want you here no more. You just going to die? Like, was it that serious?"
I'm just trying to understand what possessed somebody to be that evil to the point that you just feel like, it don't matter, I don't want you here no more, you just gonna die. Like, was it that serious?
Her questions are rhetorical because there are no answers that would make sense, no explanation that would justify why her son had to die while waiting for something as ordinary as a haircut. She called for accountability not just for Kylan, but for a community that allowed this escalation to continue unchecked. I just feel like it should be a lesson to everybody. What about the family that you leave to just grieve?
I just feel like it should be a lesson to everybody. Like, y'all just don't know who y'all hurt in the process. It's not all about the person that you think that you're talking. What about the family that y'all leave to just grieve?
The tragedy has sparked discussions in hip-hop communities about violence in rap culture, with mixed reactions online ranging from shock to calls for rappers to leave their hometowns once they achieve success. It's a debate that has raged for years. This question of whether artists have an obligation to escape the environments that formed them, or whether expecting them to abandon their communities is itself a form of victim blaming. The case highlights and exposes issues of youth violence in Hammond, a city with ongoing gang-related tensions where being young and male can feel like a death sentence administered on an uncertain timeline.
A town hall was held at Hammond's Black Heritage Center, focusing on youth violence prevention and mentorship. People coming together to ask how many more Jermaine Stevensons and Calvary Kylons have to die or go to prison before something fundamental changes.
They hosted a town hall at the Black Heritage Center to discuss how to create intervention measures and create some new programs and mentorships. Community members as well as law enforcement participated tonight.
People do care and people are concerned, and we want to build a better building block here in Hammond, Louisiana, but because, number one, I've lived here for many years, I've never saw the crime that I've seen now.
We're here to support the community, to hear what they have to say, and to discuss options, how we can work together as a community, because this is a team effort. Law enforcement can't do it on its own.
But change is hard when the culture rewards the very behavior that leads to these tragedies. When streaming numbers climb every time a rapper gets shot or locked up. When authenticity in hip-hop is measured by how closely your real life mirrors your lyrics. Kylan had tracks called Who Shot Me and Op Pack, and now he's facing life in prison for turning those themes into reality.
Be the biggest artist. By next year, I want to be like one of the biggest niggas. Like, I want to be on Billboard type shit. Fuck all that trending. I want to be fucking like Drake, goddammit. Youngest nigga like Drake.
What do you think about this case? Let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.